Hi guys, it's Belle here and I am coming on to do the final days and a quick flip through in my personal October daily. I know it's now November, but I had a few days to catch up on, and you know, who's over October yet? Not me. So I wanted to come on and share. So we had got today, the last day we did in the journal was day 24. And we are now on day 25. Now, this is going to get difficult to show you guys because this journal is chunky. So here we have day 25. And it was just a simple day. My cats had the vets that morning, which is why I've got a picture of Binksy here. They had, the two younger ones had, it was time for their vaccinations, their yearly checkup, all that good stuff. And Binks was extremely cuddly. She did not want to be far from my side. I have noticed with these two more than any of my other cats that when they have their vaccinations for the first 24 hours, they do have a bit of a reaction to them. Toffee was actually quite poorly this time. Well, I say poorly, she was very lethargic. She wouldn't eat. She had a little bit of a temperature, not much, but she was very lethargic. She was just lying on the sofa, wasn't really responding much to anything. We know that's the case. They're two now. I understand that's how they react to the medicine. I spoke to the vets about it, you know, and the vet says that's quite normal for certain cats. Binksy, she was eating still and a little bit more playful, but she was just extremely cuddly. So this is me lying down and her right next to me going, "Mum, I don't want to move. Please don't move." But before the vet appointment and everything, we'd actually gone to the shops and I picked up, it was the 80th anniversary edition of the new Moomin, of the first ever Moomins book, The Moomins and the Great Flood. It is a stunning special edition. Like I said, it's an anniversary edition to remember that it's been 80 years since this book was first brought out. You will have seen when I went to London, I went to the Moomins Museum because I love Moomins. I've loved them since I was a child. I must have had a thing for Scandinavian, like, and that sort of area, because I loved Mrs. Pepperpot, who I think is from Sweden, and I loved the Moomins, and they're from Finland, like as a child. I also had the books. Loved the Mrs. Pepperpot's books. Still reread those stories to today. But anyway, so I picked up the special edition from Waterstones, and they had this display that actually said pumpkin, and they'd put all their orange, red and black books on the display. So I took a picture of the book itself, and it also came with this massive sheet that's actually a house and has the Moomin characters that you can cut apart and fit together. And apparently that was originally in a 1950s newspaper. It was like a special thing then, and they've replicated it for this. And so there's a little tuck spot, oh my gosh, just in here. This is getting so hard, guys. It really is. It's getting so hard to show you. It's quite a simple page, but do you know what? I think it's one of my favourite pages. I like the black and the orange, and it says Black Cat Society because I love my black cats. And whilst we were out, we also picked up from a sort of cafe, we picked up a cinnamon Danish crown. I've never seen it before, and I was like, cinnamon, speaking my love language, Danish, yes please. That was delicious. And we also picked up, it was a spiced apple pecan crumble muffin. It was just like, I never ever want to leave. I just want to eat these every day for the rest of my life. Obviously I couldn't, but they were very delicious. So that was the 25th. The 26th was a Saturday, and I am a huge Strictly Come Dancing fan. I've watched it since the first ever episode, and I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I was a bit of a strange teenager in many, many, many ways. But one of the things was I never was watching or listening to what you would expect a teenager to be listening to or watching. And one of the things I used to watch on this really old TV in my bedroom was they used to have the original Strictly competition, which was held in Blackpool. It wasn't Strictly Come Dancing. It's what Strictly Come Dancing is based on, where it was professional dancers and you would see the competitions. And I remember watching that and loving it. I was the only one in my family who watched it. And then when they brought out Strictly Come Dancing, I was like, oh my goodness, teenage memories. And I've been watching it ever since. We used to watch it every year as a family, and now the kids have grown up and I just watch it. And I am sorry, I don't care what people think. I know it's one of those shows that either is loved, and if you love it, you really love it, or you don't like it. But I love it. I'm in that camp. And this show, guys, this show makes me happy. I smile. Like every week, I smile. I love it. It's part of my weekend routine. But obviously it was Halloween week. It was the weekend before Halloween. So they did their Halloween week dance. And there is a guy in it, Chris. Here he is doing a zombie dance. And he is blind, guys. And I mean fully blind. Not I can sort of see shapes or shadows. I'm talking about absolutely can't see anything, blind. And he is one of the best dancers. How he's learning these steps, everyone else is shown how to do it. He can't be shown, he's blind. So his dance partner is an amazing teacher, and he's shocking everyone with just how he's never danced before in his life. He's so talented. He obviously can't see what he looks like or what the dance is like or anything. And I think not only is it amazing representation, but it just goes to show, don't pigeonhole people, because you never know what someone's capable of. And it's very inspiring and very moving. But anyway, Halloween week is obviously my favourite week of Strictly. So I documented that. And also that was the day I put my Halloween tree up. It's only a little tree. And yes, that is Vampire Mickey on top of it. I'm a mix of creepy, kooky and a little bit spoopy, which is like cute Halloween. And the tree could only go up then, even though other decorations have been up, because Binks likes to chew it. And it seems quite cruel, but we have this, like, it's an automated mummy that sings Walk Like an Egyptian, and it's right by the tree. And I have to press it when she goes near the tree, because it's, you know, teaching her don't go near it, because she doesn't like the mummy. That scares her, because this isn't good for her to eat. She would need to go to hospital to have an operation if she continued to eat the tree. And every night I have to put my tree away. It has to be put somewhere that she can't get to it. And then every day it can only be in the living room whilst I'm here. If we go out for the day, I have to again put it away. It's a whole thing. So I just don't have my tree up for very long now. The Halloween tree, I tried putting it on top of the bookcase, but she would climb up there, and it was a whole thing. Anyway, so that was my day 26. I watched Strictly, the Argentine tango that week. Oh my goodness, I love the Argentine tango anyway, but that was the dance of the night for me. If you watch Strictly, let me know what you think. So that was my day 26. I haven't written on any of these yet, because some of it's personal memories, and even though I'm showing you the pictures, so I'm just going to sit down and write them all when I'm finished. Didn't do anything on this page. But the next day, day 27, was a themed day here in my home. So let me pull that out. Oh, and I just wanted to show you, where are the stickers? So we've got the day 8, because this was day 8 in the calendar, my advent calendar, and obviously day 7. So you can see how I'm using the stickers and things throughout to remind me what days. We have purple here, guys, because I had my Haunted Mansion themed day. I do this every year. I was wearing my skull dresses, my Haunted Mansion ears, my purple cardie. I have the books here. I've got 3 of them. There's actually 4. My spider necklace, you know, thinking about the Eddie Murphy movie. Dressed up, we've got purple, got a little mansion, lots of ghosties, lots of all sorts. And here's me with my Haunted Mansion ears, because, yes, it was Haunted Mansion Day. Now, again, this can be controversial, but it does not feel properly like Halloween to me until I've seen Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion. Is he a favourite actor of mine? not really. And I know a lot of people have problems with that movie and don't like it. I love that movie. And so I watched Muppets Haunted Mansion, I watched the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion, and I watched the new one that came out last year that I went to the cinema to see, which I also love. Oh my gosh, that movie's funny. It's got Jared Leto in it. It's got a great cast of characters. Actually, it's got Danny DeVito. It's just such a beautiful movie. So I started out with Muppets, got Eddie Murphy in the middle, and then finished up with the more modern one. I watched all of those, read a couple of books. It was a Haunted Mansion day. Dressed up for it, wore my ears, did some crafting in between. Yeah, just have fun, guys. You have one life. If you want to dress up and have a whole theme day, you're about to see another one that I did. I was hoping to do these earlier in the month so they'd be more spread out, but it's been a busy month, so with crafting. So day 28, guys, we didn't actually anyway, we went to a certain area, but we didn't go here on this day. We went here on a different day, but I was already doing something on that day that I documented. So as I didn't have anything for day 28, which was a Monday, I decided, you know what, let's get the pictures of this place that we went to. It's this place near us that it's like a craft markety barn place. They have all these little shops in all these old buildings. They have a cafe there. They have a farm that I know, having worked in primary schools, that a lot of school trips go on to that farm. And they decorated it beautifully. I've obviously done some black and white thread. Now, Audrey, if you're watching, hello. I know you do often watch. I don't know if you'll watch this one, but I did it too. Audrey had contacted me saying, I put something in my October daily upside down. I was like, that's cool. That's fine. And I ended up putting this picture upside down because I actually attached it with magnets, but I did the magnets slightly wrong. So they only attach with the picture upside down. I don't mind. It's Halloween. Things are topsy-turvy. And here's just some of the images. Sorry if you don't like spiders. But they are decorated all around these shops really beautifully. In fact, I saw one shop that had these fake sunflowers planted going up to the path. And on top of each of the sunflowers were skeleton skulls, which I thought was brilliant. But I took a picture of this spider because it was massive. When I say massive, guys, it was like half the size of me. But it was so realistic that it freaked my partner out massively because he hates spiders. We're fine with the little one. Well, I say little. We were fine with the funky looking Halloween ones, but this one looked real. It looked like something you'd get in Australia or something. It was scary. So I took some pictures of the decorations. And then this has all been stitched on. We've got the 28 and a bit of a banner. And then I'm going to write on here about it because there is also the most wonderful sweet shop at this place that firstly has the most amazing collection of vegan sweets that I've ever seen. But they also do these handmade beautiful chocolates. And so we picked up the praline owls and acorns. I've never seen chocolate acorns like this. And then the plain chocolate toadstools because, you know, and there's the number. It was day 10. So yeah, I wanted to document that, but we had done it on a day where we'd done something else. And so as I had nothing else on the Monday, except for crafting and chores and whatever else, I thought, let's put those pictures of when we went there that day. The 29th was my other theme day. You can already tell. I mean, you can already tell. I had a Frankenstein theme day. It is my favourite, except Dracula, Gothic novel. I love the Frankenstein novel. Not for Victor Frankenstein. I think he is a bit of an idiot. And I really don't like him. And I don't like him all through it. And I don't feel any sort of sympathy for him at the end. I mean, he is just a horrible person who has no self-reflection and never ever learns in a way that makes him become more grown as a person. No, he's horrible. But the ideas in that book, firstly, that it was written by a woman way back, hundreds of years, couple of hundred years ago. Secondly, you know, that it's an exploration of grief, considering her own grief at the time. And also the fact that it's got some really interesting ideas in there. Like if you get underneath all the language. It is really dealing with some big questions and big thoughts, and I love it. Anyway, Frankenstein's monster is so misunderstood, and we'll get into more of it. But so we have a double pocket here, guys. I've done the green on the back because Frankie. We've got some words and green on the front because, again, Frankie monster. This is from, I painted my own Frankenstein Suncatcher. When I said I had a theme day, the whole day was either green or Frankenstein monster themed. So I picked up really cheaply a Frankenstein monster's Suncatcher. I painted him, and then I cut this. This was all from the packaging. This is everything I did. So I have my big giant Frankenstein monsters cushion, which I told you ages ago. We picked it up before October. And so obviously he was down for the day because, well, he sits on my sofa anyway. But we had the day together. I've got my Frankenstein Monsters book. I have this stunning painted, it's called a painted, is it a Harper's Muse painted cover? Stunning. There's the Suncatcher. I have The World of Frankenstein. It's a huge jigsaw. I'm still working on it. I didn't complete it all that day, but it's brilliant. I had The Vault of Frankenstein, which is the history of Frankenstein through both literature and the media and movies. And it's stunning, and it has amazing pictures, and it has replicas of the original movie posters and some replicas of Mary Shelley's original book, like the notes from her book. We also had this teeny tiny little Frankenstein Monsters chocolate, which was very delicious for how small it was. I had my Frankenstein Monsters candle, which you'll see a bit closer up after I lit it, and a Frankenstein Monsters bath bomb, which you'd seen earlier in the journal, that I picked up from Lush because I had to have my green bath. So we had all of that. Make Life Beautiful. Got Frankie Monster on there because, guys, if you love something, just have fun with it. I mean, as I keep saying, we have one life. People may judge me. Do I care? No. So I had my Frankie day, and I was really looking forward to it. I'd been planning this. I'd been picking these things up. I already had the books. I've had those for ages. But I'd been picking other things up for a couple of months, just picking them up ready for Frankenstein's day. And also on this day, you can see I've got green writing paper on the back of there. Also on this day, this was the day in my advent that I got the spider hair clip. I'm trying to get that up close. And just lovely, not me, but the hair clip. I did show it in the video for the advent as well, which you get to see a clearer picture, but I wanted to remember that. And I dressed, I've got a big Frankenstein monster on the door. I dressed in my Frankie clothes. They're not specifically just Frankie clothes, so I had my green and black striped tights on. Really hoping that's picking up. It's a bit blurred. I'm trying to get it to, there we go. My skirt it's based on 50s and that B movies. It's horror movies. It's got Frankenstein on there. It's got all sorts of weird movies. It's all in greens and purples and oranges. I had my Frankenstein cardie, which is one of my favourite cardies because it's got Bride on there too. And I had my Creature of the Night necklace. Now, I know Creature of the Night is not Frankenstein. It is from Rocky Horror Show. I do have a Frankenstein necklace, but I like it because it's green and it says Creature of the Night, and he's referred to in the book as the creature. So it's my Frankenstein necklace, and I do me. So this was fun because it was just fun. I've got Bride of Frankenstein on the back. Lots of green, lots of black. Yeah, I know that comes more from the movie, the original movie in the 1930s, but we like it. We're going with it. And here's the candle, and it actually has on the lid, it says Monster Fright, and the lid is purple with Frankenstein Monster's face on it. So I've just got some ghosts, and this little packaging is actually from the chocolate bar. This is how tiny it was. So it says Witchco and Friends. It was so nice. It wasn't mint, it just had green sprinkles on it, but it was so nice. And I wanted to use the packaging as a tag, and I've said eat, drink and be scary on there. I thought that was fun. Just got this little tag in here. I'm just here for the candy because it's Frankie. And again, this goes in this pocket. I'm going to be able to write on. And I had green food for most of the day, or predominantly green coloured food for most of the day. So for lunch, I had vegan sushi, which obviously has seaweed, which is green, even though it looks black. I had edamame and some tofu nigiri. I used my green chopsticks. I had my Halloween plate. It was all good. And then for dinner, I had, what did I have? I had spinach tortellini with spinach and courgette and garlic bread. And then I had a whole bowl full of edamame that I still had left over. So yeah, we had green food all day. I did my jigsaw. I listened to the whole book. I actually had it on audio. So whilst I was doing my jigsaw and other chores, I listened to the whole of the original Mary Shelley's Frankenstein book, which still to this day makes me so emotional when I hear the creature, the monster near the end, and what he's talking about on his talk to Frankenstein, and that about, you know, how could he abandon him like this, and all he wants is a friend, and all he wants is people to understand him, and he wants companionship like all other people, and people are just rejecting him on sight, and he's so intelligent. And do you know what I find interesting? Just off on a tangent, in that book, now Byron, I believe, was a vegetarian, but she makes the monster a vegetarian. She also makes him teetotal. He doesn't like wine, and he refers a lot to humanity about their drinking and their excesses and eating, you know, meat and all this, and that all he wants is a companion, and he'll go off into the woods and live off nuts and berries. That's all he likes. He tried wine, he doesn't like it. He's always helping people, he's always doing things for people, and then when they actually see who he is, they reject him, they hurt him. Obviously he goes on to do some things that are questionable, but it still makes me emotional. But the only thing I want to kind of go back in time and speak to Mary Shelley. I get really annoyed that when Victor Frankenstein does finally die, the monster, the creature, regrets what he's done and how he's tormented Victor, and he says, you know, woe is me and all this kind of thing. And I'm like, no, Victor needed to learn and still didn't. I mean, he was so caught up in himself that when the creature says, I will be with you on your wedding night, Victor thinks, oh, I'm going to die on my wedding night, but as long as I get married to Elizabeth, like I'll give her 1 hour of beautiful life, and you know, I'll give her that joy knowing I'm going to die. He never once thinks maybe he's coming for Elizabeth, because he's so caught up in himself. Get a grip, Victor. Anyway, then I watched I'll get off my rant. It's an amazing book. Once you get past some of the language and the opening letters that seem to have nothing to do with it at all, yeah, it's an amazing book, and my heart goes out to that creature. And actually, in today's society, I would say that he almost represents disability or people who are neurodivergent. If you push aside the things that he does, that way that people are treated when they're not understood, when something's different. Yeah. Anyway, let's get off of that. Then I read the book, did the jigsaw, had a green bath, ate some chocolate, lit my candle, and then I sat down with the original 1931 movie, because it is the original, and then I think it was 1935, might have been 1936, Bride of Frankenstein, and ate lots of green food, and just had a really good day with a few tears, a bit of grrr, and yeah. So that was day 29. I've spoken a lot about that. I'm really passionate about that book. Day 30. Well, day 30 was a bit of a mix of the day. We found out that near us they were holding like a Halloween fun fair, Halloween fun park. And I had said in a previous video that wasn't really a thing here in the UK, but it's becoming more of a thing. So we went there. So I've got a few, like, these are little journaling cards that are flipped. So in this one, writing, got the Halloween fun park. There's me by the big pumpkin that says Halloween fun park. I brought in the stripes and black and white because I wanted to link the two pages. There was a massive haunted house that had smoke billowing. Now, I don't go on rides. I'm not interested in scary things like that. I don't want to go in a haunted house. I don't want to go in a haunted maze. I don't want to go on a twirly whirly spooky wooky ride. I don't want to do any of that. I literally just wanted to walk around, soak in the vibes, enjoy the whole atmosphere and just have a good time. That's what we did. There's my partner down there. So I put terrifying because there were some really scary things outside this haunted house. And there's my partner. There was this tractor with like a different skeletons and things, so I put enjoy today. I got a picture of him there. They had this amazing ice cream sweetie treat van. Can you even see it? Yeah, there. And I just loved it, like the spiders on the ice cream and the webs, and I loved the way it looked and everything. And so we did all that. We walked around. We had a really lovely time. Everyone was screaming and there was smoke, and they had also big, which is the first time I've seen this, they had big crates full of pumpkins that you could actually buy with your tokens, so that if you hadn't got your pumpkins yet, you could actually just go and grab your pumpkins from there. They had all these different things going on. It did make me laugh because they had a Disney-like roller coaster, like Mickey Mouse one, and all they'd done was hang some pumpkins from the front of it and made that themed. That was funny. But the tokens, as with all these things, were so expensive. And even for the food, you had to buy tokens. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not buying tokens because I really wanted some churros. And they were going to work out with the token price at like £8.50 or something stupid. I was like, I'm not doing that. So anyway, we'd gone to the fair and then we went out for like a really early dinner. And we went to Wagamama, which I love. I always get the child's menu. So if you're like me and you can't eat a lot, just ask for the child's menu. It's not embarrassing. I'm quite used to it. And I usually get the vegetarian, like yakisoba or the chahan or something. And I had my usual rose lemonade. My partner got his. And then they've brought out lots of new things. And they had these vegan chicken strips in a sauce, and it came with a yuzu sauce. You can get a spicier one, but we tried those. They were delicious. So we had that as a side. And then we went and found a place that did churros because I wanted churros. So I got some cinnamon churros with a chocolate hazelnut sauce. And we just had a really lovely day. He was off that day, which was really nice. He managed to get this day and Halloween off, which was really, really nice. So we did that, and then we watched a couple of movies that evening. Yeah, it was just nice to wander around the park, get all the vibes, eat some really, really good food, get something sweet to sweet treat. And yeah, I really like this page. And I've also used on a couple of places, I've used the ghosts of Anna's wrapping paper for that day. And there's her number 12. We got bats, we got spiders, we've got a good time. And then finally we get to October 31st, and I did something a bit different this time, guys. Now, normally for the 31st in my journals, I will always document Halloween, my decorations, the trick-or-treating bowl, all that kind of stuff. I wanted to do something a bit different. Firstly, we did something a little bit different this year. And secondly, I've got loads of journals with my decorations in, so I didn't want to do that. So what we did, I love this page, if you can see this, it's like the double pocket, but we've got a pocket here and then we've got all these. And then we have a pocket over here, so I'll show you everything. What we did was we went into Greenwich because we heard there was like a Halloween, the market there, which some of you will have heard me talk about before because it's where I got certain postcards, which I'll talk about in a minute. So we heard that the Greenwich market was going to have like a Halloween theme, and I knew it was going to be specifically aimed at little ones, at kids, and it was on from about 11 till 2. So we went into Greenwich, we had a little walk around, then we popped to the market, and it really was like they'd got one part of the market very Halloweeny. They had entertainers there, they had tables set up where the kids could do all sorts of different fun activities and colour in and slime and magic and all that good stuff. But they also had lots of different, because there's so many food stalls at Greenwich Market, which always smell divine. They had lots of Halloween themed kind of things, which they don't normally have. So that was fun. So first of all, in this little pocket, which obviously says October 31st, there's Gonk outside Greenwich Market, because obviously we took Gonk with us. And it was all decorated in hearts and things. And yeah, so I can write on the back of there. Because, you know, travelling Gonk, if you don't know what I'm talking about, he was earlier in the journal. And then we went to, there's a place called dark sugar. And I know I've spoken about this, but I think I spoke about it in some other video. It might even have been in Margaret Miller's, I'm not sure. But we went to dark sugar and they actually had Halloween themed chocolates. I mean, the pumpkins back here were £30. It was ridiculous. But I got a couple. So they had eyeballs, ghosties. They had these caramelized apple discs and little chocolate. It is the most wonderful chocolate shop. It really is. It's divine. So I picked up one each, well, two of each, because it's one for me and one for my partner, of the different Halloween chocolates. And obviously it says candy, trick or treat, because that was the candy. And then, what have we got behind here? I've just got this big one. There's the number 13 from Anna's gift. This to write on, got some of that pom-pom trim I picked up. And we've got these now. We've never seen this store before. It was doing Scotch eggs. Again, I don't know if you have those in the States, but they're basically egg with meat wrapped around it, covered in breadcrumbs and fried. It's a thing over here. It's not one of my favorite things. But these eggs, I'm not kidding you, they were this big. They were like the size of, I don't know, a cricket ball or something. They were massive, absolutely massive. But they had vegetarian ones made with lentils and mushrooms and vegetarian sausage rolls. And I was like, oh my goodness, like we have to get, first of all, my partner was really eyeing up the Scotch eggs. And I was like, we have to get one each of those. And so definitely need that because we were going to have one of those. We've never seen that store before. This is one of my partner's pumpkins from the side. He's a big kid. He loves carving the pumpkins every year. He used to do it for the kids. He used to say to them, tell me what you want in your pumpkin, and he'd carve them. So we've had everything from a TARDIS to a mobile phone to like different symbols or whatever, like Lilo and Stitch. Like he just carves. It's weird. But this year he did this one where he poked holes all the way through one of his pumpkins, and then he had the insides kind of coming out, so it looked gross. So spooky pumpkins, so that's there. And then what's on this one? We've got Have a Hauntingly Happy Halloween. Oh, these are both his pumpkins face on. So he did a normal one that he thinks looks a bit like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. That wasn't his plan, but he says now he's looking at it. And then he did this. This is the weird spooky one with all sorts of weird slashy things and the holes. So yeah, they were outside because in this country you put pumpkins outside and light them to let the kids know that that house is a trick-or-treaty house. I have to say I was very disappointed this year. Normally we have about 2 to 2.5 hours where we've got loads of kids coming to the door, normally really all dressed up. It's really good fun. We have a special spooky doorbell on. We put a spooky thing under our mat. We have a giant spider that is all over our hall with its legs hanging down by the door, so that as we open it, everything creaks and groans, and we have skulls hanging down and the spider, and the kids love it. And we hand out all the sweets. And I have to be honest, like we only had about 1 hour of trick-or-treaters this year. They kind of came in hordes. There'd be like 20 of them at once. But I still have more than 2/3 of the sweets left over that I'd brought. I don't know why this year it was like that, but that's what it was. October 31st, that's all over the place. Oh, and then we went to my favourite donut shop because it's a vegan donut shop, which is the only one I know of near me. And they had special Halloween ones. They had this like dolce latte one that had like meringue on it. Don't know how they made that vegan, but they did. And then they had these mummy ones, which were raspberry. I did get one of those, but I got the large one, not the little one. And then they had a Frankenstein's monster one made with matcha. My favourite is their peanut butter one, peanut butter and jelly, but I didn't get that one this time. I got one of the raspberry ones, and I got a Sri Lankan cinnamon one. And then what was the other one? Oh, they had here like a pistachio one, which we hadn't seen before. So we picked up one of the spooky pumpkins. I didn't want to try the other ones because I'm not a big matcha fan, and like, yeah, but yeah, anyway, the Sri Lankan cinnamon one was, yes, amazing, just the right amount of cinnamon on that. But I do regret not getting the peanut butter one, but they do go off very quickly. Like you have to eat them that day. There's only 2 of us, and I can't finish one of those donuts. I normally have 1/3 of it. So in here is a pocket, and it says spooky, and we've got the number 13, Sarah's. We've got one of the Graphic 45 papers, journaling cards, because I'm going to journal all about Halloween on there. And then I made this little double pocket. So this is my partner this is half of one of the eggs, and he's already taken a bite out of it. Look how big this egg is, this Scotch egg, guys. So if you live near Greenwich Market and you like Scotch eggs, you could go down. They had every kind of Scotch egg. They had a black pudding one, which my dad would have loved, but obviously I don't eat those. The sausage roll, the vegetarian sausage roll, was amazing. So make today ridiculously amazing, because we did. And then we went to the Waterstones that's there, and I picked up 2 new books, a dark goddess kind of retelling of goddesses around the world that have like supposedly darker elements, but also it's talking about their other aspects. You know, they can be a goddess of war but also a goddess of fertility. And then I picked up this Treasury of folklore, woodlands and forests, which is specifically about trees and woodlands and the creatures in them. And again, it's from all around the world. They've taken stories from all around the world so they can share them. So I picked those up in the Waterstones. I have my little Waterstones receipt there. And then there's just a little tag in here that says there is magic in the night when pumpkins glow by moonlight. So I can write all on there. And so we went there during the day. Then had a little wander around Greenwich because it's just so pretty. And there was a graduation going on Greenwich University. So that was really lovely to see all the graduates out in their cloak and gowns and all their families with them. That was really lovely. It was actually quite a nice day. And one of the funniest things, as we went there, we were driving into the car park, they had a litter picker, and I don't know if she worked for the council or what, but she was fully dressed as a witch with her bag and her litter stick, and she was complete. I thought that was amazing. I mean, get into the spirit of Halloween. I loved it. Yeah, it was just really fun. We got home, we had kind of an early dinner because we knew that the kids would be coming for trick-or-treating, even though we didn't end up having that many. Then we finished Agatha All Along, which, if you've watched it, let me know. I think the 2 episodes before the final were the best. I'm not sure how I feel about the final episode yet. I'm still computing, sort of processing that. And watched a couple of movies. We watched Dark Shadows because my partner's never seen that. I don't know how. I've watched it at least 3 times, so I don't know how. So we watched some movies, had some sweets, had our donuts, had some of the candy. We just had a really nice Halloween. It was quiet. It's obviously a very spiritual time as well, so there was that side to it. So it was just really lovely, guys. And yeah, so this is this is my journal. This is how it's ended up. Now, this signature was meant to be a couple of years ago, which I only did a few in there, but it has got some pictures in there, including like one of me and my son and that. So I don't want to get rid of those, but realistically, this journal is ridiculous. Oh, and at the front, I forgot to show you, this is also just a little quick thing that I picked up. I think it was like £1, and it's a foam witchy gonk, and so I made that, and it was flat enough that I've put it in the front. In the back, I've kept some bits in here that, like, I've got another set of the prompts from Pink Oddbird's Oddtober Daily, just to remember that that's the year I did those. I don't think I've done too much more. Yeah, it was just, and I added, let's get to it. At the front, I filled out all my books. I didn't read as many books, is that glued on there, as I'd hoped. I read 15 this month, but I have been super busy, so, you know, and a lot of them were audio. So I've now added the topper to that and the little band. I don't think I've added any. I added a sticker here because this is one of the stickers I got in my Advent, and also in here I've now also added the picture of all my Advent gifts. So that's them hanging up. I just put it on the front of Sarah's letter because I thought that looked quite cute. So that goes in there with my little bat. And yeah, I added one of the stickers. I don't think I did anything else to anything else. Everything's where it's supposed to be, I think. So yeah, I'm just going to say, guys, I've had such a fun October. I've done so many fun things. I had great experiences like the opening of the Advent calendar for Sarah, getting my Frankie cushion, just documenting random things. Beetlejuice movie, garden centre and gonks, going to see my sons. The journal I made, let's not forget, the journal I made is in there. Lots of garden stuff, little ornaments that I've brought this year, and little badges. Pumpkins, our anniversary on the 13th. That was an amazing day. Squirrel still in my hazelnuts. It's okay, it can have them. Oh yeah, having a go at making these cinnamon bun pumpkins. All the reading, watching Hocus Pocus at the cinema, going to the Woodlands again, my advent, spending time with my daughter and her partner at the Christmas market, my cats, waffles, which I've really got into, going to Covent Garden, going to visit my sons at the university town again, my cat's little toy, and then, yeah, everything else. Books that I've picked up, shows that I've watched, my themed days, places we've visited, food we've ate. I mean, I really hope this has shown you guys some of the things in here are so simple, like a new book that I've picked up, or I do feel like it needs more thread, more fabric out the side, or a movie we saw, or something simple like the fact that I ate waffles, or I've been making waffles, or plants in my garden. There are big things in here, there are small things in here, but the one thing that there is all throughout this is happy memories. I cannot tell you how much joy I've had putting this together. I've not completed a proper October daily probably in 2 years now. I've done a few pages, got distracted. I've been doing a few other things, so there has been that, but I have loved documenting this. There's lots of pictures of my fur babies in here, lots of pictures of me and my partner, and it also goes to show that even if you haven't got little ones at home anymore and little kids and stuff, there's plenty of things you can do. Go out there and have a look. Go out there and see what's on in your local community, or see what's on TV, see what special themed programs are on. Think about what kind of books you can read. I read mainly spooky books this year, or books based on that kind of thing. Don't even know what my favourite book of the year was. Favourite book. I really liked In the Company of Witches by Aurelie Wallace. Oh, Lantern of Lost Memories. That really made me cry. Really, like, oh my gosh, that made me cry. And yeah, obviously Frankenstein. And watched all my favourite movies, and watched season 1 and 2 of Buffy all the way through, and finished Only Murders in the Building and Agatha all along. So just document whatever makes you happy, whatever's making your life your life. And I really hope you guys have enjoyed watching and going through this with me. I know this is a bit of a long one, but had quite a few days to catch up on. Yeah, and just getting some inspiration, and I really hope you all had a great October too, whether you made an October daily or not. I really hope, I know some of you have been inspired to do an October daily, and it doesn't matter if you don't finish them. I didn't finish this one for that year, but then I ended up using the rest of the journal for this year. So don't put any pressure on yourself, just enjoy it. I also used up a lot of stickers and papers that I've just had in my stash forever, and I was just like, just use them, just get them in there. I've learned some new things like cross-stitching on perforated paper. So yeah, I've really enjoyed sharing this with you guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I do. I hope you've got some inspiration, and I hope you just had a great October, whatever you did. And yeah, I will see you next October with my next October daily. I'll see you sooner than that with another video. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. I deeply appreciate it. And wherever you are in the world, October may be over, but I still hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.